You are listening to Unstoppable Actors, the essential podcast for ambitious, unknown actors with me, Louise, the artistic director of Standby Method Acting Studio. And for the last 13 years, I've been taking unknown actors with blank CVs all the way to Netflix dramas, Amazon Prime films, TV soaps, and stage plays around the world. And every week I'll be talking with you and sharing how you can become a paid working unstoppable actor, because you 1000% can. An acting career is doable. Are you ready to dive into the episode? Hello, it's Louise here. Welcome back to the Unstoppable Actors podcast. I'm so excited for this episode. And I also want to say a big thank you and welcome to all of the incredible listeners who have been rating the podcast, either on Spotify or Apple, and also coming and joining the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group as well. We've been having some incredible conversations over there, following on from these episodes. So if you feel inspired at the end of this episode or feel like, yes, I've taken away something new that I didn't know before and I'm excited to put these things into practical use in my next scene or with my next character, then come into the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group and come and share what it is that you're going to start using, or share how the episodes have been helping you. We always have juicy conversations in there, and it really helps you to grow your networks as well and get to know other actors in the industry. So the link for the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group is underneath where you've hit play. In this episode, we're going to be diving into the tiny details that most actors overlook. But those tiny details are exactly where the gold is, and we don't want to be overlooking them, because in an industry where there are more actors than jobs available, we want to be doing what we can to stand out, but we also want to feel really good about the characters that we're building and creating. We want to feel proud of the work that we've done. When you think about the greatest performances, you'll have a particular actor that springs to mind, or actors. For me, it's people like Viola Davis. Oh, I absolutely love her work. Daniel Day-Lewis is just sensational. Truly sensational. And every single film of his that I watch, I learn something new about the craft of acting. I've coached actors for 15 years. I've been acting for longer than that. And I do know a lot about the craft of acting, but every time I watch him, I'm like, wow, I've just learned something new. And those are the types of performances that inspire me. And you'll have your own actors that inspire you as well. But these incredible performances aren't built on just emotion or text. They're built on behaviour. Every human on the planet has 1,000 little habits that make them them. And in this episode, I want to help you make your next performance your best performance yet. So think about you. Let's go to you firstly. Because in method acting, we always answer that question first. Who am I? Not the character, you the actor. Who am I? Who am I? When we know ourselves really well, we then have lots to offer to the characters that we play, and we develop an understanding, a deeper understanding of human behaviour, because acting is a visual art. I say this all the time, but it's not just about the words that we're speaking, it's about what we're doing as well. So think about your own habits, the way you hold your cup of tea, that one mug that you always use, or how you automatically reach for a certain knife in the cutlery drawer, or that thing that you do after work to switch off, or the way you flick your hair, or the way you play with your nails, or the way you bite your nails, or the way you tap your feet as you're watching your favourite programme. So start observing yourself to figure out what your unique habits are, what those tiny little details are that make you, you. And then the next step to this is going out in public and people watching, or watching family members actually, because you'll be more aware of them. What are their tiny little habits that make them them? And then you can go out in public and watch other people as well and do the same thing. What are the tiny little habits that I am observing in this stranger that I do not know that makes them unique? And the best place to do this is coffee shops, because people spend a decent amount of time there, and that's ample time for you as an actor to be observing and noticing patterns. habits or simply patterns of behaviour repeated. And now you might be wondering, well, how does this serve a purpose with my character? Well, the next stage is when you've got a character to prepare, you're going to ask yourself, what's your character's version of that? So your habits might be, as I've already said, the way you hold your cup of tea, the one mug that you always use, that particular knife that you always go for in the cutlery drawer. What is your character's version of that? And even if the habit never shows up on stage or screen or in any of the scenes that you're in, it doesn't matter, because it makes your inner world richer. It makes this character richer because you know more about them beyond what's simply happening in the scene. This allows you to bring more energy, more vitality, more colour, more nuance to the character. So as I've already said, in method acting, we always start with you first. We ask, who am I? Then we extend it to the character, who is this person? But of course, we would ask it in first person because in method, we're going to place ourselves in them. So we would say, who am I? Also, but meaning for the character. And you use yourself as inspiration, but you don't mould yourself onto the character. You're simply using who you are to allow you to jump into the character and have more ideas. Working in this way switches something in your brain because it stops you playing and allows you to start being the character. Remember, we are human beings. So here's something I want you to do. I want you to try 3 things. Pick one tiny physical detail from yourself first and exaggerate it slightly. The second thing I'd like you to do is choose one private habit your character has when no one's watching. And then the third thing I want you to do is rehearse it into your prep. Not to show it, not to demonstrate it, not for validation. So people are going, oh wow, look at all the detail in your character. It doesn't need to be big, but you're doing it to allow yourself to embody into the character so you feel them from your head to your toe rather than acting them. Now, if you want to share your discoveries, as I've already said, come and hop over into our free Unstoppable Actors Facebook group. We're having a discussion about this episode this week. It's going to be really exciting. I'd love to hear your personal character quirks, your personal habits. And then we can start talking about how we're going to evolve this further into the character. Next episode, we're going to be diving into how the greats like Daniel Day-Lewis step into character, the rituals, the psychology, and what you can take from them and how you can implement that into your own process. And remember, we have got our Step Into Character Challenge coming very, very, very soon inside the Method Actor Circle. And it's only going to be £5 to join for the whole of November. And it's your chance to live these principles in a character and not just listen to them on the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you are feeling super inspired and excited to put these practical tips into use because they are going to make such a huge difference to your character work. And I can't wait to hear all about it inside the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group. See you there. I've absolutely loved hanging out with you, and I really hope you found this episode inspiring. If you have, please do rate the podcast and hit follow so you never miss an episode, and I can help more actors like you. And come and join one of the most supportive, uplifting acting communities on socials, the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group, where you'll get your weekly injection of inspiration, networking, and receive your free Method Actors handbook so you can become an unstoppable actor.